Hey babe, check the description box down below and grab your makeup products. Let's get started with this simple, everyday, nice and glowy, subtle makeup look. That's a lot of description. Anyway, let's jump straight into it. Alright, so first, as usual, after washing your face, you want to make sure you prime. I went in with the NYX Angel Veil Primer, and then I'm going to set the primer as usual with a dermablend loose setting powder in the shade Warm Saffron, okay? I'm just going to focus this on my T-zone area because this is the area where I generally get oilier the most. And now that that's set, you know, we're all set. Hey, I'm gonna go ahead and color correct. I'm using this Auburn concealer in the shade Dark. It has a red undertone to it, and I really like using concealers with red undertone to color correct. So I'm gonna place this in my hyperpigmented areas, you know, my mouth area, my under eye, and on a couple of spots. Not on all the spots, just a couple. And then I'm gonna go ahead and blend that out using a beauty sponge. It's not damped or anything, you know what I mean? Just want that nice, you know, blending, you know, to have a nice blendation, like how Eyeshadow says. She's so funny. So I'm gonna blend that and make sure it's nice and even. If you don't have hyperpigmentation and whatnot, you ain't gotta do this. Just go ahead with foundation or concealer, okay? So speaking of which, I'm using the NYX HD concealer in the shade Nutmeg, and I'm just gonna highlight with this. I'm placing this in the areas where I generally highlight, you know, under my eye, bridge of my nose, forehead, you know, you're gonna see it, my chin area and whatnot. I like to do this sometimes before I apply foundation, so that way, like, I don't apply too much product, okay? And I'm also gonna place my contour product as well. This is the Makeup Revolution foundation stick in the shade F18, and I'm just placing the area where I generally contour, basically. And then we're gonna go in with foundation. This is the Revlon Cluster foundation in the shade 410 Cappuccino for oily combination skin, and I'm just placing in the areas where there's no product. This way I'm not putting too much product on my face. This is supposed to be a nice, simple, daily makeup, you know, look. Even though I don't really wear makeup every day, but if you're looking for that nice, simple routine, you know, not using too much product, this is it, okay? So now grabbing a beauty sponge, I'm just gonna blend everything together strategically, you know. I'm using the Duo Technique Face and Body Sponge, and I'm gonna keep alternating, using the flat edge first to blend out the foundation, and then I'm gonna turn it a little bit to blend the concealer into the foundation, can you see that? And then I'm gonna blend the contour into the foundation, into the concealer. You know, when you're doing this, honestly, it's just gonna come naturally. That way, like, by the time everything is nice and blended together, you will see that, you know, yes, you have your highlight there, your face is nice and contoured, and you have your foundation covering your, you know, skin, but still giving you that nice, your skin but better look, you know? Yeah. If you are using a really matte product, like a matte concealer, matte foundation and whatnot, before you go ahead and blend this out, you just go ahead and spray your face and then blend it, so that way it can be easier to blend. Okay, so now that we're nice and blended, okay, I'm gonna go ahead and set the concealer areas, you know, with the dermablend loose setting powder in the shade Warm Saffron once again. As you guys can see, I'm just placing it on my T-zone area and looking a bit crazy, and I'm just gonna dab off whatever is left on the sponge and just blend and just, you know, dab this powder into my skin, you know, mainly in the T-zone area, mainly the areas where the concealer was placed. I really like this powder. It's very oil controlling as well, okay? And I'm also using it to kind of basically like cut my cheek, if you will, you know, for the lack of a better term. And I'm gonna set my face using a NYX Stay Matte But Not Flat powder. And, you know, while setting my face, I'm gonna dust off that powder that I used to cut my cheek and just, you know, make sure everything marries nicely together. For the brows, I'm going with this NYX brow pomade to do my brows. Just nice and simple, a little bit faded in the front, nothing too harsh or whatever, you know what I mean? Yeah. And then I'm just gonna clean the brow a little bit, just mainly focusing on the, you know, in the middle of the brow to the tail. I'm not really bringing it to the front because I want it to still look nice and natural. Then I'm using this Makeup Revolution palette. It's an eyeshadow and highlighting palette together. I just grab a berry shade and just use my finger to apply it on my lid. You know, on a nice, simple, everyday look. You don't want to do too much, but you still kind of want a little bit of a color on your lid. So that's why I'm mainly working with my finger. And I'm grabbing a highlighting shade and I'm gonna place it on top of that, mainly focusing in the inner corner to the middle, and just kind of, you know, just be rough with it, but you know, still nice and simple. When someone sees you, they'd be like, whoa, she put in a lot of effort, but you really didn't, you know what I mean? That I'm gonna highlight with it. As you guys can see, I've already applied lashes and wing liner, and I make sure my wing liner is a little bit more simple, you know, a little bit smaller. And lashes, I use the most natural lashes. This is my lashes. That's a bit of lashes in the style Eden, you know, and just highlight everywhere you want to. This is your life. You gotta leave it, honey. I just realized my voice, it sounds like I'm just waking up, and I am. Okay, then for lips, you know, line my lips with the MAC Chesnut Liner as usual, and then I'm gonna go in with the Revlon Ultra HD Color liquid lipstick, and I'm just gonna put it in the middle and just blend it out using my finger. You know, I just want it to look nice and, you know, brown and a little bit kind of peachy, you know what I mean? Just nice and subtle and supple lips. And that's it, you know. I don't usually spray my face with a setting spray, and as you guys know, I just recently got this water, so I've just been spraying my face with this water. You know, it just kind of gel things together really nicely, you know, and I'm gonna dab it off a bit because I don't have time to wait for it to dry. But if you spray your face with water, your makeup will last longer as well. Okay, so this is it. I hope you enjoyed this video. Let me know in the comment section down below what you think about this kind of routine, or share your routine with us down below as well. Okay, I really like this simple, nice and glowy makeup, okay, for all the skin, and I apply lip gloss or whatnot on my lip. Thanks for watching. As always, forever don't to love yourself, and I'll see you guys in my very next video. Bye bye.